Hi there. Today is our 19th day of raising the vibration of the world. And today I want to talk to you about stories. Because we are in the middle of a story. We're all actors in a play. And I find that when I do healing for people, when I have consultations, most of it is just telling stories. And of course, the most important person in the story is you. So today I think we might get a teaching all about stories and what they really mean and how we can apply them in our lives to make our life easier and happier, and meaning that we can change the ends of our stories if we want to. So let's ask the primal energy what stories mean to us and what we can learn. So our dearest primal energy is sitting on his sofa. He's got his feet up and he's reading a book. And he doesn't want me to disturb him because he's deep in the story and it's just about to find out what happened and who done it. But I nudge him gently because we can't wait for him to finish his story. So he puts the book down reluctantly and he turns to me and he says, "Yes, what is it you want to know?" So I say, "Well, I've got all these people watching my videos, and apparently today is about stories, and what do we need to know?" And he said to me, "Stories are for children." So I say, "Well, that may be so, but most of us are adults. And we're connected to stories, I just know it." So he says, "Yes, but you're all my children. And so I have to invent stories all the time for you. And I have to make them interesting, and I have to make them exciting. And sometimes I have to make it boring for some of the people. And I just want you to know that you are in my stories, and you are my children. And I write the stories for you." So I say, "Okay, that's cool, but some stories are really scary." So he says, "Yes." And I say, "Some of them have terrible endings." And he says, "Yes, it does seem like that. But you know what? You can't be sure when you read a story how it's going to end. But you do have to get into it, don't you? And sometimes the journey is what really matters and not what happens at the end." So I say, "Yes." So he says, "Well, you just tell them." So then I must just tell you that it's not really what happens at the end, it's the journey. And so let's get the teaching for us today on what stories, how we can write our stories, how we can play our part in our stories, how we can enjoy the journey and how we can get the most from them no matter what the ending. Okay, so here we go. So we've all been given a huge book. I mean, it's huge. It's bigger than a house. And it takes a lot of us to open the book up and then to go. And the writing is huge, and we've got to turn each of the pages, and we've got to put clothes pegs so that the pages don't flap in the wind. And then we sit back like a cinema screen and we watch. We read the stories, and the pages unfold in front of us. They turn over. So it's like watching a huge cinema screen. And then some people go and get popcorn, some people go and get Coke, some people get tea, some people get coffee, but the story continues. And we're all entranced, and we're all watching, and we're all involved. And then suddenly the book becomes tiny. And suddenly there's a whole pile of tiny little books in front of us. So we all go and we pick one up and we put it in our pocket, and somehow we're happy because we've got our own story in our pocket and we can finish it at leisure. So there we are. That is our teaching today. All about stories, all about being in the story, being the main characters. We're all main characters in our own story. So if you want the people around you to be happy, then make sure your story is a good one so that they can also enjoy the journey. So that's all for today, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.